Nearly 1,700 crashes happened across Kansas in work zones last year. And regrettably, 4 motorists were killed and 480 people were injured in these work zone crashes. A moment of carelessness or inattention can have devastating results.
Seems every day in the work zone, someone has a story at the end of the day about a close call. A flagman almost being hit by a driver, not paying attention, or playing on their cell phone. Working on I-70 and a tire cap comes off of a semi and misses our workers by inches. Or a cone flying through the work zone after being hit by a vehicle. Every day, people working on our Kansas roads are taking a risk to make them safe. When entering a work zone, or when you see people working on our Kansas roads, whether it's a KDOT employee, Kansas Highway Patrol, emergency responder, local law enforcement, or a contractor doing work for KDOT, all these people belong to someone. They are loved, and they matter.
Please slow down, move over if possible, and give these folks the space necessary for them safely to do their jobs. Safety in work zones is imperative for everyone involved, not just the workers. The motoring public also must pay attention for their own safety as they navigate through the orange barrels. The largest majority of people killed or injured in work zone crashes are those who are traveling through, not working in them.
The flagger notified the construction crew ahead and myself that we had possible impaired driver enter the driving lane in a newly freshly laid asphalt surface. Fortunately, we were all aware of what was going on. She took off for the ditch. Our whole entire crew bailed over the guardrail, and that left the operator on the paver to fend for himself. Unfortunately, when the driver came through the driving lane there, he swerved before he hit the paver. In this incident, we were fortunate enough, that nobody was hurt.
I'd worked for KDOT for about a year when my wife and 2 boys and I were traveling somewhere. We were driving through a work zone. I've always remembered what my wife said to me that day. She said, "I've driven through a lot of work zones and never paid much attention to the people in those work zones until you, my husband, became one of those people working on our Kansas roads." She said that is when reality hit her. Her husband is one of those people in that work zone.
In 2015, the Kansas Highway Patrol's troopers worked just under 3,000 hours in work zones and contacted just under 5,000 drivers during that time. I can assure you that we will place the same level of importance on patrolling work zones in 2016.